Hey there folks, so I have screwed up, and no, it's not the loud ticking noise that you hear over there. That was the pigs. They just stepped on a wire and snapped it off. It's still some of that blue fence wire, so I gotta replace that line with a black one. But now what I screwed up is that I left my IPPs, my feeder herd, mind you, so that's 13 individuals, 8 of them being about 300 plus pounds, and 5 of them being somewhere around 100-ish pounds. In one paddock for way too long. 22 days. Today's the 27th, so hopefully I get this up in the next day or two. Yeah, let's flip around and see what happens when you leave 13 IPPs in a half-acre paddock for 22 days. Most of that drought, but 2-3 days ago here we had 2 days of solid rain, over 5 inches. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks really bad, doesn't it? But now that's just a vernal wet spot that's down between a bunch of gates where I shouldn't have put gates. And then we've got the path that comes from their wallow where water, when it overflows, runs downhill. That always looks bad. So even in the best years, let's pan out. So, hey lady, and yeah, I know I need to pick that up, but nobody messes with it. I'm really hoping to be able to move it to a couple other spots and keep fencing. So, there you go. And to drop you down a little bit closer so you can see, that's not turned up dirt. It's just the grass is breaking down. There's still some grass there. Okay, it's not bare ground. It's essentially just very, very mulched. And that's the front half where they spend most of their time waiting for me. If we keep venturing off to the back here, you can see everybody enjoying their way. They just got finished getting fed. So we can get back here and there's still tons and tons. Now it's of course dry and dying, but it's cold. At least that fescue hangs in there. Look at this, 22 days, okay? And there is still forage in here. That front half is what my neighbor's 80 acres and my other neighbor's 160 acres look like. Because they set graze for the most part. They'll pull, give it a bit of a rest. But they leave a lot of pigs there. Or no, sorry, not pigs, cattle. So, you can see, yeah, we're here at the back. Look at this. And it's hard to gauge that. But the actual green grass is still up past my boot back here. And we just keep going. There are a couple spots that have been pushed around, but these are areas, this is another boggy area that I'm going to plant to willows. All spring, this is standing water. You see we've got some standing water back here in the corner. So this is all turned up, but this is a wallow area where I just can't beat it. This is, if you've seen the willow ones, then you'll know you can see some willows there, okay? Right there, sorta-ish, sorry, the big willow is easy to tell. But this is where the low areas start on our farm. And it snakes down, shoots underneath the fence here, runs through here, pop it back out, and then you can kind of see where it runs downhill, loops through, hits down, and then snakes off to join in that other long run. So this is an exceedingly wet spot, so I expect this. And this is maybe a 10 by 10 area, but all around it, still big, nice clunches of grass. I do see a spot right here that's turned up. And I don't know why, but it is. So, spots like this I don't want to happen, of course. Whatever caused this random area here. But that's less than 5 foot across and maybe 10 foot long. And then you've still got all of this grass all through here. That's over knee height. There's some fresh grass they spit up when they came running after me. It's getting chewed up and eaten. This is pasture raised, folks. When you can screw up, because this is definitely a screw up for me. 22 days in one spot is a screw up. I like 7 to 10 days tops. And we have enough paddocks to make that work. So the reason why they got left here for so long is simply because I thought that I had a section of fence up there good, but with this drought, it lowered that fence line down even lower. So then that made another section on the pond where Toast could go back and forth if he wanted to, and he hasn't done it yet, but I don't trust him. So until I can resolve that this week, it's just I've packed way too many jobs in. Trying to make sure that I get a bunch of stuff done, and there's, you know, a never-ending list of farm chores to do and projects back to back. But so yeah, and I've got another paddock right up there, paddock number 1 I could shift him to, and that's probably what I'm going to do. I'll do that tomorrow morning on chores, just to make sure that they move to another one. There hasn't been anybody in that one for almost, when was that? That was about a month ago. So it's had over a month of rest, whereas their other paddocks have had, well, but that was a month of rest with only 3 pigs on it for a half-acre paddock. Their other paddocks have had 3 weeks and 4 weeks of rest. So I'll move them to this other paddock that just had sows in it. Sorry, the sun there. So then they'll get one that's had tons of rest. But yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna call that not too bad. 13 pigs, 8 of them being over 300 pounds. Processing days just keep getting pushed back. The 4th, fingers crossed, Neil's Meats gets their HACCP stuff worked out for bacon and hams, and that their bratwurst machine gets assembled, because there's not really much point in me taking in pork if I can't get bacon back, right? So I'd rather have some bigger pigs that I'm having to feed out for way longer than I would like in order to get bacon. So there you go. Thank you guys for everybody that's watched this and keeps up with what our farm is doing and our goals to sequester carbon. I feel like this is, in those goals, a failure, because too long in one spot, then there are areas up here at the front that are just grazed down to the ground and that the stuff is broken down. So I will be unrolling round bales or spreading a bunch of squares in this area over the winter to help mulch it down. Sorry, the sun is right up there, but I'm trying to not shine you in the sun. So I will be working to rebuild this and reseed this, although the fescue seems to be coming back up through it just fine. But I'll give it an extra little helping hand for my screw up. Yeah, so thank you all for keeping track of all of this and following along. I hope this helps in your journey to farm, whether you have one yet or are hoping to get one. And then thank you to our Patreon supporters, Hunter and Raymond and Ashley Hunter. There we go. Thank you guys for your support. Anyone that's interested in that, there is a link down in the description for our Patreon. There's a lot of awesome little benefits that go in there. Yeah, y'all have a great week. Bye.